Hello everybody. In this video we'll try to understand Krittika Nakshatra. This Nakshatra varies from 26 degree 40 minutes of Aries to 10 degrees of Taurus. And it is the first sun's nakshatra. There are three sun's nakshatras. One is Krittika, second one is Uttara Falguni, and the third one is Uttarashadha. And Krittika is treated as seed of solar energy as it is the first solar or first sun's nakshatra. And it varies from 26 degree 40 minutes of Aries to 10 degrees of Taurus. So the first pada of Krittika lies in Aries, whereas the next three padas are in Taurus. And if you observe in the sky, Krittika is represented by 7 bright stars. 7 bright stars. Every nakshatra is a group of stars. As we saw in Ashwini case, Ashwini is a group of 2 stars, whereas Krittika is a group of 7 stars. These 7 stars are basically the 7 wives of the celestial sages. So there are 7 celestial sages who are looking after the affairs of our galaxy. And these 7 wives are called as Krittikas basically. These 7 wives are called as Krittikas. So these are the wives of the 7 celestial sages. And if you observe the brightest star among these 7 stars, the brightest among this group has a visual magnitude of 2.88. So when the visual magnitude is lesser, the brightness is more. And when the visual magnitude is higher, the brightness is lesser. And here, Krittika translates into the one who cuts, or you can also say the cutters. Krittika means the cutters. So, as it is very sharp, so any kind of sharp object is represented by Krittika. Any kind of sharp object. Any sharp-edged knife, any axe, razor, or anything, any blade or knife, or wherever you see some kind of sharp object, that is basically Krittika. So Krittika is basically simple, direct and straightforward. Simple, direct and straightforward. No nonsense approach. So that's where this particular sharpness is coming into the picture. It's always straightforward. Simple and straightforward, right? So that is Krittika. And the 7 Krittikas, we'll talk about that in our upcoming videos, the story of Kartikeya and how he is nourished by the 7 Krittikas, right? The 7 wives of celestial sages. We'll talk about that in our upcoming video. So when something is sharp, let us take a knife. It can be used both for constructive as well as destructive purposes. You can use a knife to cut the vegetables and prepare your food. You can also use the same knife to hurt others. So the same way, Krittikas, out of anger, they can hurt others, and also they has the capacity to go deeper into mental and emotional functionings of others and understand others better. So the power to penetrate, a knife always has the power to penetrate, right? And the destruction is also very much important in the universal scheme of things, because if the other side is evil or crooked or some kind of bad, or let us say the other person is a demon, so it's very important to cut that person for better functionings of the universe. And a flame is another symbolism for Krittika, because Krittika's lord is sun, so that's very much related. And a male peacock is another symbolism for Krittika Nakshatra. This male peacock basically represents And of course, when you talk about Kartikeya, you talk about peacock. A male peacock is basically the representation of masculine energy, right? The masculine energy. And of course, peacock is the chosen vehicle of Kartikeya, which is the deity of this, who is the deity of this nakshatra. And Krishna always wore a peacock feather on top of his head, and his early life under the care of his foster parents reveals the essence of this nakshatra. We will talk about the nourishment aspect of this nakshatra. So the peacock, nourishment, and also taken care by other parents, taken care by other parents, not own parents. So these are all a bit related to this nakshatra. So if you observe the deity of this nakshatra, Kartikeya, the commander of the celestial godly forces, he is the primary ruling deity of this nakshatra. When you talk about Krittika, you talk about Kartikeya. That's it. So he is one of the most prominent among Shiva's sons and was raised by the Krittikas, the 7 Krittikas, the 7 wives of the 7 celestial sages. He is actually raised by the Krittikas. So you can see the name Krittika and Kartikeya, they are a bit, right? They have common roots. So, and it is automatically implied that Krittikas are the foster mothers of a boy called Kartikeya. He is a foster boy. He is raised by foster parents, means foster mothers, you can say, the 7 Krittikas. So this nakshatra is related to foster care and nurturing of all types. So when you talk about Krittika, you talk about nurturing by others, foster parents mainly, So, and nourishment and nurturing is always present in Krittika. So the circumstances preceding Kartikeya's birth, what are the circumstances? If you see, right, we will try to understand them now. See, at one point in time, the gods had lost all of their territory to the demons. So the gods don't have anything now. So, and they are very much desperate to ask for some territory, because they lost all the territory to demons. They don't have anything now. And they went to Lord Shiva to help them. They asked Shiva, we lost all our territory, we don't have anything, all our territory is taken by demons. Please help us. And Shiva expressed his disability to intervene directly. Right? Because that time demons had more capability, and it's a kind of, adharma also, if you see, taking everything from others, right? But of course they were the demons and they took everything, and Shiva thought he expressed his disability basically to intervene, right? But promised that he would produce a son who would deal with their problems. So there are many different versions, if you observe, on how Kartikeya was actually born. But all texts, any text if you observe, they agree with the fact that he was sent away to the Krittikas for nourishment, for rising, right? So why he sent to the Krittikas? To hide from the demons, because that time demons had a lot of power. So the demons had come to know that this child was born for destroying them, and were searching all over to find him, so that they could destroy him first while he was still a baby, right? But Kartikeya is hidden from everybody now. He is hidden from everyone's eyes. He is actually raised and nourished by the 7 wives of the 7 rishis. And as soon as he reached boyhood, he fulfilled his purpose by destroying the demonic forces and restoring the heavens to the gods. So all the heavens are now handed over to gods. So that's what Kartikeya did. So if properly understood, all of Krittika's nature and functioning can be understood from this particular story we talked about. See, Krittika relates to a sense of imminent danger. When you talk about Krittika, you are talking about, see, an imminent danger. Why Kartikeya is sent to the 7 wives? Because when he is still a baby, he would be killed by those demons. So in order to hide from the eyes of those demons, he is sent to Krittikas. So it's a sense of imminent danger, right? So which leads to some kind of secrecy, some kind of seclusion and hiding as a result, right? So it relates to the care and nurturing of anything in its young, delicate state, and is the reason why moon reaches its maximum exaltation in the second pada of this nakshatra. Moon is treated as mother, right? Moon is treated as mother. So in Krittika, the nurturing is more. You can clearly see from the story. The nourishment, all the nourishment, how much nourishment Kartikeya had? Kartikeya had too much of nourishment that he is trying to very well, that he became very strong, that he could kill all the demons and handed over all the heavens to gods. That much nourishment he had. So that's why moon reaches its exaltation point in the Krittika second pada. So Kartikeya's heroic stories, you can always, heroic deeds, right, can be seen very clearly by understanding this nakshatra's functioning. So this is what we explored for today, and in the next video I will try to post more about Krittika Nakshatra. Thanks for watching this video.